You saw the thumbnail, Hulk versus Godzilla. But here's the real question. What happens when the strongest Avenger collides with the King of Monsters? In this deep dive, you're not just getting a fight breakdown. You're going to see who actually came out on top and why Marvel told one of the strangest stories in comic book history. By the end, you'll know the surprising reason this battle could never happen again. But first, how did Godzilla even end up in the Marvel Universe at all?
It's really something. I mean, a crossover that, looking back, it feels almost impossible, right? And what made it so unique wasn't just like a burst of creativity. It involved this whole complex dance between, real world legal stuff and the imaginative storytelling that let Godzilla actually stomp his way into Marvel canon. It really set a precedent. And, well, it all started with a pretty surprising handshake.
The question everyone really wants answered is, what happens when Marvel's biggest brute, the Incredible Hulk, finally goes head-to-head with the King of Monsters? That's the main event. Okay, let's set the scene. We open at Thunderbolt Ranch, deep in Texas, and General Thunderbolt Ross, you know how he is, he's grandstanding, talking to reporters, totally full of himself, boasting about his latest, most dangerous project, capturing and, get this, pacifying Godzilla.
Pacifying Godzilla.
Right.
And naturally, he just brushed off any questions about the Hulk. Says he's long gone, dead, yesterday's news. But we know better, don't we? And that's where the story gives us this immediate contrast, because deep underground, far from Ross's PR show, Bruce Banner is very much alive. But he's in this really tense, uneasy situation, working with the pretty sinister Dr. Demonicus.
Demonicus is obsessed with Kaiju, right?
Exactly. And he's built this massive thing called the Kaiju incinerator, which sounds bad enough, but it's clearly designed for something darker than just disposal. Banner's trying to play it cool, but Demonicus warns him, don't show any weakness. The tension is thick.
And Ross's plan to lure Godzilla in, well, it's pretty brutal. He forces the giant spider Kumonga.
Oh, yeah, the huge spider.
To attack Mothra, gentle Mothra. Knowing her cries of pain will be like a dinner bell for Godzilla, drawing him straight to San Antonio. It's just cold manipulation.
Just like Ross figured, the trap works. Godzilla rises from the water, just this towering primal force. He marches through the city, buildings crumble, military jets, tanks. He just swats them away like flies. It's pure power. Conventional weapons are useless.
Total chaos. So the counterattack begins. Ross and Banner roll out, but not in jets. They're piloting two heavily upgraded Mecca Godzillas.
Mecca Godzillas, wow.
Yeah, rebuilt with Stark tech, no less. Custom designed to fight Godzilla. And for just a second, their combined firepower actually seems to get Godzilla's attention. You think? Maybe?
But it's Godzilla we're talking about. His raw power is just too much. He pretty quickly starts overwhelming the mechs, tearing into them like they're tin cans. And right in the middle of this chaos, Demonicus shows his true hand. That incinerator, it's not for destroying Kaiju.
No. What is it then?
It's a gestation chamber, a massive one. He spent years fusing DNA from Kaiju, like even Fin Fang Foom.
Whoa, Fin Fang Foom.
Yep. Fusing it all into one single horrifying creation, and it's about to hatch.
Oh, man. Okay, so what comes out? The incubator bursts open and out slides Hedorah the smog monster, just this grotesque, sludge-born titan made of countless Kaiju bodies, pollution given form.
Oh, Hedorah, yeah.
And it immediately just dominates. Tears into Godzilla, crushes the Mecca Godzillas like toys. Banner's machine gets caught, starts ripping apart, trapping him inside. This is it, rock bottom.
Trapped, facing certain death. All that rage he fights to control, it just explodes. In that moment of pure desperation, Bruce Banner transforms. The monster is out. He becomes the Incredible Hulk again, smashing free from the wreckage.
What an entrance. Hulk just erupts from the mech, lets out this massive roar, and charges right into the thick of it. He's yelling about hating robots, hating bugs, but most of all, he hates slime monsters. He's going right for Hedorah.
An alliance nobody saw coming, born purely out of necessity, right? A common enemy. And the fight that follows is just brutal. Hulk's pounding Hedorah with those giant fists. Godzilla's using his tail, atomic breath. But Hedorah is genuinely dangerous. Vile stuff. It finds a weak spot on Godzilla, dissolves one of his eyes, and starts burrowing towards his brain.
Oh, that's grim. So even Hulk and Godzilla together might not be enough. But then Hulk does something unexpected. He realizes just smashing isn't working. He taps into Banner's brain, the scientist part. He grabs live electrical cables from the wreckage.
No way!
Yes, and jams them into Godzilla's body, like a giant defibrillator trying to jumpstart his heart. It's science meets monster rage.
That's incredible. And does it work?
It does.
Yeah.
And here's the really wild part. As Hulk struggles, his gamma-infused blood spills onto Godzilla, gets absorbed somehow, and in this truly iconic moment, Godzilla's eyes flash bright green. He's fueled by gamma rage now.
Gamma Godzilla.
Pretty much. He roars back, stronger than ever, and just unleashes. Slams Hedorah down, smashes it, blasts it with his supercharged atomic fire. Demonicus is just screaming, watching his perfect creation get totally annihilated, consumed by the very destruction he tried to harness. Wow. So in the aftermath, Hulk actually shows, well, compassion. He frees the wounded Mothra, even Kumonga. Seemed like he recognizes they were just pawns in Ross's game. He's exhausted, says he has nothing left to prove. Both he and Godzilla just collapse, the gamma rage burning out.
And then later, Banner wakes up, who weak but alive, and who's standing there? General Ross, gun pointed right at him. Ross is furious, naturally, that Banner let everyone think the Hulk was dead.
Of course he is.
But Banner, he's surprisingly calm. And he just delivers this ice-cold warning, I wouldn't make Godzilla angry. And right behind him, Godzilla looms, silent, watching.
Chills. Ross has to back down, right? Seeing that, he lowers the gun. Defeated.
Yeah.
And Banner has this moment of reflection. Says monsters like him and Godzilla, they kind of have to stick together, choice or not. He tells Ross, look, I don't choose to be this monster, but you should be grateful the Hulk is still willing to fight for something bigger. It's surprisingly deep for the Hulk, or Banner, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And the story ends there, basically. Godzilla standing tall, Hulk beside him. Their future, alliance, rivalry, it's left open. A compelling question. Their bond is there, but so are their independent natures.
So after all that, the chaos, the destruction, the team-up, who really won Hulk versus Godzilla? What's the final verdict?
Well, if you look at what the story seems to be doing, the definitive answer is it was basically a draw. The fight wasn't really designed for one to clearly beat the other. The point was more to showcase both of them as these, unstoppable forces in one crazy event.
So less about a winner, more about the spectacle and the eventual team up against Hedorah.
Exactly. It was a celebration of their power, leading to that necessary alliance.
That makes sense. So the real winner wasn't a character at all then?
Precisely. You could argue the real winner was Marvel Comics for pulling off this absolutely unique crossover in the first place. And this leads to the big payoff, the reason we talked about earlier. Why haven't we seen this exact thing again?
The licensing deal.
That temporary licensing deal from 77. It means this specific battle, Hulk and Godzilla in the Marvel Universe fighting together. It could never really be repeated the same way once that deal expired. It makes that specific comic run a rare thing, almost like a mythical event in comic history because it's locked in time, unrepeatable by its very nature.
Wow. A true one-off. Which really makes you think, doesn't it? For you, the listener, what does it mean when these unstoppable forces, usually enemies, are forced by something worse to unite? Is that where real power is found? Not just in strength alone, but in that kind of unexpected, almost forced alliance.
Or maybe it's about recognizing that common ground, finding the shared burden, even among beings society just labels as monsters. Maybe it's understanding that sometimes the biggest heroes are the ones who refuse to be controlled, who make their own way, even if that way involves smashing a giant smog monster alongside a gamma-powered giant lizard.